All right, shalom, shalom. Hey, this brother Obadiah, man. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai. And it's gonna be a short video, real quick, man. Gotta head back to work in a few, but I just want to touch on this because this is something I was meditating on, while I was at work. I was just thinking about just remembering the past, remember the things that the Most High God did for us, and also remember what these other nations did to us as well. So you have America, right? Chiefly America. When you bring up slavery, when you bring up segregation, when you bring up Black Wall Street, what they did to us in Black Wall Street, when you bring up the Trail of Tears, what they did to our Native Indian brothers and sisters, people tend to say, forget about that, bro. Just forget about the past, man. That was so long ago. We in 2024. They'll hit you with, that's the problem with this world right now. That's why racism going on, because people keep thinking about the past. Or they'll hit you with, well, you didn't go through slavery. You didn't never pick no cotton a day in your life. So what are you talking about? Y'all was in slavery. What you need reparations for when you didn't pick no cotton? You didn't get put on slave ships. People that tend to hit you with that, they'll try to bury our history in the dirt. But when it comes to American history, when it comes to 9/11, when it comes to, the 4th of July, when they got a whatever Constitution, whatever, when 4th of July come around, we remember that, right? We remember the presidents. We got President's Day. We remember the presidents and things like that, which that was a long time ago too. But people don't say that though. People don't say forget about 9/11 or forget about July 4th. Forget about President's Day. That's so long ago, man. Them presidents ain't even alive. Shoot, they daughters ain't even alive right now. That was like in the 1776. Why are we still talking about that? That's so long ago. We in 2024. Nobody don't say that. Nobody don't tell the Jewish people to forget about the Holocaust. Oh, that was so long ago. Why are you still talking about gas chambers? I don't even know if it's still gas chambers in 2024. Why you keep talking about that? Why you keep talking about what happened to your people? You get reparations. Why you keep talking? People don't tell the Jewish man that. But when it comes to our people, when it comes to our history, people want us to forget about all that stuff because they know a lot of time people feel guilty. They don't want to speak on it because they know how bad it was. So they want to sweep it under the rug so they don't got to think about it and talk about it because it makes them look bad. But what the Most High God said, let's get into it. Did the Most High God ever tell us to forget about the past? Did he ever tell us to forget about the past like America tell us? Or did he say, remember the days of old? Let's see. Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. He didn't say forget about the days of old. Rather he talking about remember what the Most High God did for us. Because he always say remember, what he did for us in Egypt. When you read the book of Psalms, David always saying remember your mercy and your love and kindness and things like that. It's talking about that, and it's also talking about remember the days of old, what these nations done to our people. And I'm gonna show you. When I get this next verse. I'm only gonna pull two scriptures, this one and another one. When David said, he told the Lord to remember what the children of Edom done to us, right? The children of Edom, which are the Caucasians. So David is telling the Lord to remember what the nation done to us. So why, when we try to remember in today's time, people tell us to forget about it? But David didn't forget about it. He was telling the Lord, don't forget about it. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years. Let me see if is the mic on? All praises. It says, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will teach and tell thee. So he said, the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. He's not talking about ask your actual blood father that had you. You know what I'm saying? Like your father. He's not talking about that because they wasn't even born to remember those times. He's talking about ask your fathers in the scriptures, man. The mighty prophets, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Amos. You can read about these things that these nations did to us. And that's what makes you remember it. And that's why they didn't want you to read the Bible in slavery. right? That's why they didn't want you to read, because they knew that, hey, that stuff would make you remember. A perfect example, Nat Turner. Nat Turner read the Bible. Nat Turner read the Bible, and he remembered all the things that these nations did to him. He remembered that. It made him angry. That's why he you know what I'm saying? He got some people together and they started killing the slave owners. Cause that he remembered the days of old. And that's why a lot of our people are coons. See, a lot of our people are coons in so-called 2024 because they forget about the days of old. If you were constantly thinking and meditating about the days of old and you constantly remembering it, there's no way you're gonna be a coon. There's no way you're gonna be buddy with the other nations. You going out to eat with them. You know what I'm saying? You call them brother and your best friend and y'all hugging on each other, kissing on each other. There's no way you would be like that if you remember the days of old and you remember what these other nations done to us. That's why the Lord said, remember that, man. Because you can get weak. That can weaken you if you forget about it. That's why they tell you in America to forget about it, because they don't want you to rise up. They don't want you to realize who you is and realize what they did, because America try to hide the crimes that they do. They want everybody to think that they this innocent country. So they try to hide all the crimes that they do. But the Most High God said, remember that. Remember the days of old. If you don't remember, ask your fathers. Get into the word. Read what the brother Isaiah was saying. Read what the brother David was saying. Read what the brother Zechariah was saying, Obadiah was saying. Remember that stuff, man. And he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. So, you know, your people, even you might have your elders that's alive right now that may have lived through segregation. Or you might have some people alive that may have was here picking cotton. And that you ask them, they'll tell you how it was when it was hard for them to go into a restaurant and eat. They had to sit at the back of the bus. They couldn't vote. They was getting sprayed by water hose. The police was sicking dogs on them. They would tell you about what was going on in the days of old. So you will remember that, and that's something that you'll always remember. You won't forget about it. But a lot of our people forget about it because the people, America, tell them to don't remember it, and they'll forget about it, and that's when they'll start, you know what I'm saying, becoming like Uncle Ruckus or Boondocks. Or they live in a fantasy world and act like everybody love each other and there's no racism going on. There's nothing wrong with this country. That's what happened when you forget the days of old and you start celebrating President's Day and you got a American flag in your yard and you got an American flag hat and shirt saying, I love this country. You forget about the days of old. You forget that your forefathers was brought over here as slaves. You forget that that you was brought over here as captives. Right? So let me get this precept right here. It's the book of now this is David, what David said. This Psalms 137 and 7 through 9. Remember, this is King David. This is Psalms. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. So he didn't say forget or forgive. See, that's why I was saying earlier in one of my other videos. If the Lord, this is why the Lord didn't give us Israelites an opportunity to try to stop his judgment. Like if the Lord came to Israel and he was like, what y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to just forgive and forgive the heathens and forget about what all they done to y'all? Or y'all want me to cause vengeance and justice for what they did to y'all? A lot of our people would tell the Most High, just forget about it, Lord. Just forgive them. Forget about it. It was a long time ago. We came a long way as a country. We ain't in chains no more. We can work jobs now. We can drive Mercedes, Benzes. We can drive whatever car we want. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to sit at the back of the bus no more. We can go to their restaurants and their churches, Lord. Lord, just forget about it. I mean, their children didn't know nothing about it. They didn't have nothing to do with it. Just forget about it, Lord. Although they benefiting off our rape, rob, and murder, what they done to us, just forget about it, Lord. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody had those days. And Hannah Montana spirit, man. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody had those days. That's our people, bro. You see what I'm saying? That's our people. But the Most High God said, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. So this is something that happened in the past. When people would tell us to forget about the past, David is trying to bring remembrance. Even though the Lord don't forget stuff, he don't forget. The Lord see everything. The Lord didn't forget about this, but David just had to say, "Hey, Lord, please remember this." And this something this old. So if we tell the Lord to remember what the children of Edom did to us in Jerusalem, and there Jerusalem, people would be like, "Man, that's old. Forget about that. You wasn't even born then. What you talking about Jerusalem from? What you talking about Jerusalem for? You ain't never stepped foot in Jerusalem. Talking about that's your motherland. You people tell you that, bro. It say, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even the foundation thereof. So this was the time, they were saying, basically they was pushing forth for us to get destroyed even more. They were saying, raise it, basically saying, keep destroying them. Right? Keep burning that stuff down. So they was encouraging us to continue to fall as a nation. They was hyping it up. It says, "O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed." So a daughter of Babylon is America. "Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou have served us." So the Most High God, didn't forget about that stuff, because the Most High God said that we're going to be rewarded for them, what they did to us, even during the time of Jerusalem. We're going to get rewarded even the time of what they did to us during the Greek captivity. Right? We're going to get during the sub-Saharan slave trade. We see the stuff that they tell us to forget about. That's the stuff that we're going to get rewarded for, that they tell us to forget about, which is crazy. The Lord didn't forget about none of that stuff. He still got to avenge these nations. I'm going to pull that precept up. He's going to avenge these nations for what they did to our people. That's in the past, because you can't forget about that. It says, "Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones." So that's going to be the judgment that's coming to the other nations. The things that they done to us in the past, they dashed our baby's head against the stones. They fed our babies to alligators. When you read the first Maccabees or second Maccabees, either one of them, they threw our babies headlong off the buildings. Right? They hit a nigger baby. With our babies, they threw baseballs at their head. Like, you can literally look this stuff up, man. The stuff that they tell us to forget about is the stuff that Most High God don't want us to forget about. He want us to remember that, man. He want us to know who our enemy is. Because that's dangerous for you to not even know that you have enemies, that you have people that hate you, and you just oblivious to all this. No, the Most High not dealing with it. The Most High say, remember what these nations done to you. Remember what they did. Remember they put you in slavery. Remember they put you on slave ships. Remember they whipped you. Remember they stole your heritage from you, your name from you, your customs from you. Remember they gave you a fake religion called Christianity and Islam. Right? Remember that they said that you were 3/5 of a man. Remember that. Remember that time you had a thriving black community and they bombed it down. Remember the movement in 1985 in Philadelphia, right? When they bombed they place down. Remember Trayvon Martin. Remember Emmett Till. Remember Kendrick Johnson that still haven't got justice for him getting beaten to death. The Lord said, remember this stuff, man. Remember what was done to your people, bro. Let me get this last precept. I think it's Joel 3:2. The Joel 3:2. "I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among nations and parted my land." See, so the Most High is going to bring these nations down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and judge them for slavery. They're going to judge them for putting us on slave ships and scattering us among the nations during the slave trade, right? So that means the Lord remembered that. That means the Most High remembered that time of slavery. We talk about slavery now. They tell us to forget about it. But the Most High God is going to judge these nations for slavery. That's something that happened a long time ago, right? The Most High going to judge these nations for that. So if the Most High God didn't forget about the past, You got plenty of judgments in the book of Obadiah, the book of Isaiah, the book of Ezekiel, the book of Revelation, the book of Obadiah specifically, talking about the judgment that's going to happen to the other nations. So that means the Lord didn't forget about what they did to us. I'm talking about during the time of BC, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about way back then, you had nations, treating us wrong. The Lord going to judge these nations for what they did to us, man. During the time of the 1700s, the time of the 1600s, the 1800s, the 1900s, the Lord going to judge these nations. Because you got to think about it. Especially chiefly the so-called white man. He done went around all countries, rape, robbing, murdering people, and haven't got punishment for that. And you can watch the movie Avatar. You can watch the movie Avatar, man. The first one and the second one. I like The Way of the Water. I think it's called Avatar: The Way of the Water. It shows you how they went and especially the second one, how they went and destroyed. They was going destroying all the avatars. They were looking for certain avatars, but they was going and destroying all these other avatars places, and they were burning and they had killed the animals. They had killed the whales. They was exterminating everything, and they haven't got judgment for that yet. So the Most High God is going to judge. How He going to send His Son Yahawashi to come back on earth and judge these nations for what they did to us in the past. So if you going around saying forget about the past, the Lord ain't dealing with that, because the Lord is going to judge these nations for what they done to us in the past, right? So with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. Remember the days of old. Don't let nobody tell you to forget about the days of old. No, remember what was done to your people. Remember what was done to your forefathers and foremothers. Remember what was done to your kids, to your nation of people, man. Remember that, right? Shalom.